Welcome to the Shannele Newbery Podcast, where I share how incredible women are owning their truth, creating a life that's rooted, radiant, and fully their own whilst mastering the art of themselves. I'm your host, Shannele, speaker, wife, mama of two, and a woman who lives for soul-quenching relationship with myself and others. I'm equal parts wild, equal parts soft, and all parts woman. Join me for real, deeply relatable and honest conversations about embracing it all as women and mothers, the messy, the magical, and everything in between. Because we are all beautifully imperfect pieces of art, and there is no one way to do this thing called life. So grab a cuppa, get cozy, and let's dive in. Hey, beautiful women. Welcome to my very first episode of the Shannele Newbery Podcast. I started this podcast as a way for me to have real, unfiltered conversations and connection with women who are growing and becoming into themselves and growing their self-mastery. So these conversations will sometimes be just solo, just with me, riffing about the things that I'm experiencing as a woman of this time. And I get to have conversations with women who I admire, I love, and who just inspire me so much in their embodiment and their living. So this space is just as much yours as it is mine. And we get to show up here, and it's not perfect. It's imperfectly, beautifully messy. And I'm going to let the story unfold. And this is something that is really true to my heart. And we as women have stories to tell. And I love how, as women, the stories that we have going on in our own lives, there will always be another woman that is weaving in her own story at the same time. And so I thought there have been times in my life where I have felt incredibly alone, that it's only happening for me. I'm only in this season right now, and I feel like I have a big lemon on my head. The truth be told, every woman experiences something at any given moment. And we're transforming and re-emerging and becoming at any given moment. And I really want this podcast to be centered in women's way. And what that means is a podcast where we get to show up, take the masks off, and be real and share what's hot in our heart and hot in our lives and emerging and where we're growing and where we're struggling. And I really believe that women's stories are so crucial. And we all have stories that we want to tell and share. And in doing so, we give other women the permission to feel seen, heard, and witnessed in their stories as well. And there is nothing that I'm more passionate about than having heartfelt conversations, and also just sometimes in the healing process or the healing journey, it can feel very swampy and very hard. And I'm here to be like, we can have it all. We can be healing, and we can be growing, and we can be expanding, and we can be being just the woman that we are right in this moment, and that be okay, and also have joy and play and all of the other things, and grief and sadness. I'm feeling the mixture of both, because I always say we can simultaneously be dark and light at the same time. It's just, we are so multifaceted as women. So here I am showing up for my very first episode with you. And I would love to know, what are the conversations that you'd like to hear with my guests and with myself? Where are you in your life right now? And what are you growing into? And what are those places that are supporting you in becoming the woman that you so deeply desire to be and deserve to be. And there's a no BS approach. Everything's on the table. Nothing is off the table. No topics. I'm just grateful to have you here and listening and to see where the mystery takes this podcast and takes the women that I have the pleasure of conversating with, like where it goes. Because who knows with women, right? We never know where it's going to go and what's going to happen, but we let the threads that we're weaving together through our storytelling, the art of storytelling, we're so great at it as women, and let it see where it unfolds and the magic that's going to happen from that. So leave a comment below. I will read them all, and I want to thank you again for being here. And like I said, sometimes it'll be with me, just solo, and then sometimes I'll have a guest speaker on here that I will be in conversation with about all the things in a woman's world. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to connecting and being in your space. And I know that the stories and the conversations and the topics that I'm going to cover will be reflective of not just my life, but your life as well. And I know that it will get into the ears and the hearts and the souls of women that it needs to. I can't wait. I'm excited. Let's go. Let's do it already. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave me a review wherever you listen to your podcast today at the Shannele Newbery Podcast.